China's foreign minister has just finished his meeting with Fiji's prime minister, calling it a success.
China is seeking to reshape the regional order and get deals on everything from policing to fisheries.
And our foreign affairs minister is also making a move, saying she's planning on a trip to the Solomon Islands. Pacific Affairs correspondent Morrah reports.
China's chief negotiator Wang Yi receiving a red carpet welcome in Suva. Fist pumps, elbow bumps, the exchange of gifts. But China wants a whole lot more, and the visit appears to have paid off.
Minister Wang Yi and I had an excellent discussion on how Fiji and China can strengthen our partnership.
The two countries have agreed to expand cooperation in economic development, trade, agriculture, tourism, civil aviation, education, law enforcement and emergency management.
We also discussed the importance of combating illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, opportunities to expand sustainable ocean management in the Pacific, and ways we help Fijian exporters land more of their highly quality products and produce in the Chinese market.
Our foreign minister is making a move and wants a meeting with her counterpart in the Solomons, where a controversial security deal's been signed.
Once our diaries can align and travel arrangements allow, I intend to travel to the Solomons. I don't think it was a matter of trying to stop the deal. That's a matter for the Solomons and China.
But Mahuta will be trying to work out what extra New Zealand can offer.
To try and understand where are the gaps that the Solomons sees need to be filled.
Ideally, Minister Mahuta would have travelled there before now, because the question does raise, what is she hoping to achieve at this point in time?
Anna Poles says there are options.
For instance, New Zealand could offer to provide security assistance for the Pacific Games, which will be held in Honiara.
Unfortunately, our government does move slowly, and same with the Australians, and our defence forces are simply not equipped for what we need to do now, is to be able to defend our own massive maritime territory.
China says its tour is about promoting peace and mutual prosperity, but Professor Brady says it's about boosting China's military presence in the region, which could have serious implications.
That could be used to blockade and cut off Australia, New Zealand, France and the United States from defending the Pacific.
Multiple bilateral deals have been confirmed or are being worked on. The security agreement in the Solomons. Samoa pledged greater economic and technical cooperation. Kiribati has formalised 10 agreements, including economic development and climate change. And Niue is deepening bilateral cooperation with China, according to state media. But analysts say our history in the Pacific with policing and security will matter.
I don't think Australia and New Zealand are at risk of being pushed out of that if they can continue to maintain those solid relationships, which have been there for a long time.
But all agree, especially with the latest deals in Fiji, New Zealand and Australia must respond with urgency.
Well, kia ora, Michael. China's foreign minister was hoping to get deals done with more nations today.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. So he was supposed to meet virtually in Suva today with counterparts of 9 other Pacific nations so he can get agreement on a region-wide deal relating to trade and economic issues and fishing. But we don't really know what's happened to that, because after the press conference you saw in my story, the foreign minister from China refused to answer any questions from journalists. But Nanaia Mahuta, who is trying to get across the Solomon Islands at the moment, is very clear, and she's hoping that these issues will be put on hold until it can be discussed at the Pacific Islands Forum, which will probably happen in July. She says that is the most appropriate time to be talking, especially about security and policing issues in the region.
That will be one to watch. Thanks, Michael.